What is the statistically most elusive, physically defiant way to score a goal in the history of football? 70 to 80% of goals emerge from open play, 20 to 30% from set pieces. Analysts measure this using expected goals, or XG. The scale runs from 0 to 0.99. The closer to the net, the more likely the goal. The mathematical upper limit of the XG scale is the sitter, or 10. This occurs when an attacker meets a low-velocity ball inside the 6-yard box, requiring only a single touch to beat a poorly guarded net. These tap-ins are the most reliable path to victory. To stop them, defenses intentionally park the bus by clustering every player around their own net. This forces attackers to climb the ladder of difficulty, using aerodynamics and anatomy to find gaps. Occasionally, a single player bypasses an entire defensive structure alone. This is the solo goal, an anomaly where one attacker carries the ball past a succession of defenders over a massive distance. The math behind Maradona's goal of the century is grueling. Maintain possession for 10 seconds, cover 60 meters, and bypass 6 opponents at full speed. Solo runs rely on rare athletic brilliance, but the consistent path involves a more replicable strategy: the manipulation of ball physics and the exploitation of goalkeeper psychology. When facing a dense defensive block, attackers often use a screamer. This is a high-velocity, linear strike from outside the 18-yard box, designed to penetrate the crowd before the defense can physically react. Manipulating the goalkeeper requires a different tool, the Panenka. The Panenka uses deception rather than velocity. The attacker feigns a traditional aggressive run-up to force the goalkeeper to commit to a dive. Once the keeper moves, the attacker delivers a delicate, low-velocity chip straight down the center. While a Panenka is statistically riskier than a power shot, its real value is mental. It breaks the goalkeeper's confidence and can destabilize the momentum of the defending team for the remainder of the match. When kinetic energy fails to penetrate a defense, attackers instead exploit the involuntary reflexes of the player guarding the net. From tight diagonal angles where a straight shot is impossible, players must engineer the flight path of the ball mid-air. The Trivela accomplishes this by striking the ball off-center with the outside of the dominant foot. This reverse spin causes the ball to snap its trajectory outward, curling away from the goalkeeper's reach. The knuckleball takes the opposite approach. It is a dead ball technique, applying zero spin to the ball. Without stabilizing spin, it experiences asymmetric aerodynamic drag, causing it to dip and zigzag unpredictably, a phenomenon known as the dry leaf. Mastering these aerodynamic anomalies turns static set pieces, like a corner kick curled directly into the net, into lethal weapons that a goalkeeper cannot mathematically anticipate. At the ceiling of physical mechanics, players must generate power without ground leverage. In the aerial game, the body is entirely disconnected from the pitch. This evolution ranges from the regional history of the bicycle kick, known as la chilena in Chile or la chalaca in Peru, to the modern scorpion kick. For a scorpion kick, a player dives forward horizontally, arches their spine midair, and snaps their legs backward to strike the ball with their heel. These acrobatics succeed because their biomechanical complexity is too high for a static defense to effectively counter in real time. The lowest frequency goal types on our ladder are not engineered by attackers, but by goalkeepers and officials. Goalkeeper goals are rare events produced by wind-assisted clearances or final-minute desperation. This is where a keeper leaves their own net to create a numerical advantage during a final set piece. Then there is the ghost goal. This is a scoring anomaly where a goal is awarded despite the ball never actually crossing the line, or a legitimate goal is disallowed because the official failed to see it. High-profile human errors like these eventually forced the sport to integrate goal line technology and video assistant referees to ensure accurate decision-making. At the very edge of probability, the game shifts from physical performance into the realm of environmental chaos and technological verification. Individual mastery of this taxonomy is measured by match milestones: the brace, the hat trick, and the perfect hat trick, where a player scores once with each foot and once with their head. Ultimately, scoring functions as an escalating arms race, where every defensive innovation is met by a new breakthrough in attacking ingenuity. As long as tacticians find new ways to close spatial gaps, goal scorers will continue to push the boundaries of physics and anatomy to break them open.